What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the TARP Sports video. This video, we'll be talking about UFC 282. It is this Saturday, and I got some bets I want to talk to you about. This is UFC 282 best bets. Now, before I start, I want to let everyone know right now, these bets are not official until I post them on Instagram and Twitter because UFC, the first battle is fighting the scale. So I want to see how fighters look when they weigh in and if they miss weight and all that stuff. So follow us on Instagram and Twitter if you're not already, and look out Friday night, Saturday morning, worst case scenario, for these bets. I like to beat the odds. I like to get the odds before they change, but it's really hard to do that in MMA because of the weight cuts. But I'm gonna give you three bets I'm keeping an eye on. Right, these will, if everything goes right on the scale, this will 100% be official plays. Also, I pick a bet in every single fight on the card. Every Saturday there is a card. Follow us on TAR Sports for that. Again, but I don't post until after the weigh-ins. All right, first fight I really like. Jared Gordon taking on Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett's a huge star right now. He's in the co-main event of a pay-per-view, and he's only in his third UFC fight. That being said, I personally know people that have trained with Jared Gordon, and I know he's supposed to be a black belt, but I know grapplers that are not a black belt, and they've dominated him on the mat in the grappling department. I'm not going to say any names, but I trust me when I say this. He's not as good as a grappler as a black belt should be. I like Paddy Pimblett to get this done by submission. Paddy Pimblett has shown very well grappling, and he in his first fight he had a crazy knockout. But that's, if you watch his Cage Warrior days and all that, he's not known with the hands. All right, Paddy Pimblett's going to wrestle you and submit you. We've seen it with his last fight versus Levitt, and I think Levitt was a better grappler than Gordon. I like Paddy Pimblett by submission, and if you are scared to take submission, take him by finish. It's around even money. Submission's plus 240. But Jared Gordon, he only has 5. He's a really good fighter, don't get me wrong. But he has 5 losses, and all 5 have came by finish. So take Paddy Pimblett to finish, but I'm taking him by submission if everything goes right on the scales. Next up, and 2 other fights I got for you. It's going to be a little quick, but who the hell wants to sit around for half an hour? In the main event, Jan Blachowicz versus Magomedov Ankalaev. All right, this is the replacement main event for the vacant title. A lot of injuries. I'm not getting into all that right now. But I like this fight over 2.5 rounds, all right? It's coming in at minus 138 as I'm recording. Now, Jan Blachowicz, he has been a decision king as of late, especially 2.5. I think it easily goes over. His fight with Glover, he got submitted in the. It went over 2.5. It was it was in the second round. But Ankalaev, I don't think he's is a crazy submission threat. He's more of a grind you out, wrestle you type. But his last fight with Rakic, it went over 2.5. Israel Adesanya was a decision. Dominic Reyes, he knocked him out, but it went over 2.5. Corey Anderson, he knocked him out in the first, but then Sosa, more of a grappler, that went the distance. Knocked out Luke Rockhold in the second round, that went under. But these guys, a lot of his fights, the people he has beaten and finished early, they are career 185ers. So, Ankalaev, a true 205er. I think this fight goes over 2.5. We know Ankalaev, he's fighting for a decision. He finished Anthony Smith. That's because Anthony Smith's leg exploded. I know it was something with the leg, but I do like this one over 2.5. Championship. Jan, he can do it with the hands. Ankalaev doesn't have awful hands either. But this high level of fight, both fighters, I think, are going to come out a little anxious for the title. They did not expect this to be for the title. I like this over 2.5. And then another one. We have Bryce Mitchell versus Ilya Topuria. These are 2 high-level grapplers, very high-level grapplers. And if you have been following me for a long time now, you know this is my saying. When you have 2 high-level grapplers that they tend to grapple each other, and it just is kind of chain grappling. It almost looks like how people would train. It's kind of crazy. So when you get people chain grappling and they're so good on the ground that they're not going to get caught in a dumbass submission, I like that to go the distance. That fight to go to distance as of right now is minus 108. Now there's another thing that when 2 grapplers fight each other, it's usually a stand-up fight. I mean, these guys aren't terrible on the feet. But 145ers on the feet, I don't think there's going to be one-shot killers coming from 145ers. Now, personally, they beat my ass, but 2 professional trained fighters, 145, that usually doesn't happen. So I like that fight to go to distance. Those are my 3 top plays if everything goes right on the scales. Again, follow us at TARP Sports, Instagram and Twitter. The official plays and a bet for every single fight will be posted on our Instagram and Twitter either after weigh-ins, sometime after weigh-ins. I suggest that you put on notifications for when we post. Thank you for watching this video. Let's win some fucking money. Follow, subscribe, like this video, show it to your degenerate uncle. Thank you for watching.